14 states have hit record hospitalizations this week, including Oklahoma. 25-year-old Bethany Walters says after a week in this Oklahoma City hospital, breathing is still difficult.
Well, it's hard I hope nobody else gets this sick, but hang in there if you do.
New research from the University of Washington says universal mask wearing could save nearly 130,000 American lives through the end of February, saying face masks can reduce transmission of COVID-19 by roughly 40%. Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
We're just 10 days away from the presidential election, and Michigan continues to play a big role as a battleground state. Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris is set to make a stop in Detroit tomorrow. Donald Trump Jr. will be in Macomb County Monday, and President Trump is planning to hold a rally in Lansing on Tuesday. Now, yesterday, Detroit-born rapper Lizzo was in the Motor City rallying for Joe Biden, and not too far away near Toledo, Mike Pence was campaigning as well. It is National Vote Early Day, and the Pistons and Michigan's Secretary of State are teaming up. They want voters to get in the game. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live outside of the Detroit Pistons Performance Center in Detroit's West Side. And Jen, I know that you've been having fun with the artists out there. What do you have for us this time?
Yeah, well, I thought we would check back in. This is a partnership, like you mentioned, Secretary of State, the Pistons, and we are culture creators. And if you all have been with us since the beginning of the morning, look how far this has evolved. I know it takes hours to really build up all the layers. And DeMarcio, great work. So we've got DeMarcio. We've also got people we've got Erica from the Pistons. And this is really cool. I almost forgot and broke our 6-foot rule. So sorry about that.
No worries. Good morning.
So good morning. So you are holding your own version of a ballot box for this voting event today, and this is for the first 150 people get this, right?
That's right. So we partnered with Black Girls Vote, and we built these boxes. So the first 150 people that come out will get this cool box filled with Detroit goodies, and then also ways that you can vote early.
I love that. Now, what really is behind the Pistons doing this? What was the inspiration?
So yeah, we partnered back with Secretary of State and City Clerk back in July for our Get in the Game Vote campaign. This is very important to our organization, and today is the National Vote Early Day. So we want to make sure that we're out here spreading the word, letting people know their options on how they can vote early, and encouraging people to vote early this year.
Okay, so when you show up, if your ballot's filled out, you actually have a ballot box that can drop it in.
We do. We have a ballot box right on site. We're going to have lots of cool things. We're going to have free cider and donuts from Franklin Cider Mill. We're going to have free pumpkins to give away. We're going to have lots of entertainment. We're working with We Are Culture Creators. They will have a DJ on site. We're going to have live painting and dancers. So also a performance by Curtis Roach later. So really cool.
I love it. We've actually got some of our dancers here. So Erica, you can scoot on towards me and we'll move in. We've got our dancers here, and we have, go ahead and introduce yourself and the performance that we're about to see here.
Okay. My name's Mav1. More importantly, we got my brother Just on the floor getting down, showing off that D-Light feet. We represent Fresh Classics and Motor City Street Dance Academy, and yeah, we'll be out here getting down with the greater Detroit street dance community. So you see Hardcore Detroit out here and a few others, from our community just getting down.
Okay, so we've got, Just is out there on his own, rocking and bringing this Sidewalk alive. The performance later on today, you have a whole troupe, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so what are we going to see?
So you'll see a lot of us, like me, my element is breaking. So as a b-boy, you'll see poppers, you'll see house dancers, you'll see, if you guys know what Detroit Jit is and that style, they'll be out there. So we'll have a lot of different styles out here. And then, of course, our youth will be holding it down as well. So.
I love it. It's going to be a party here on the corner, all to get out the vote. It all starts at 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. And we are I'm forgetting where we're at, on the corner of Amsterdam and... Amsterdam and 2nd at the Pistons Performance Center. Come on down, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. A lot of entertainment, a lot of fun. You could get free stuff if you get here early enough. And of course, cast your vote, cast that ballot, let your voice be heard. Saima, back to you.
Thanks so much, Jen. What a great event indeed. I love that. Thank you so much. We're going to check back with you again in our next half hour. And we do have a complete voting guide on our website to help you out. It includes key deadlines and mail-in voting information. Just head on over to WXYZ.com/vote2020. Hallie, did you see they had hats and coats on?
I know they're going to need that too. Temperatures in the 30s to start the day, mid to upper 40s for highs today. I'll let you know if there's a warm up in your 7-day forecast.
Plus, 2 enormous wildfires in Colorado in danger of merging. The damage that's already been done and what could make conditions worse this weekend. And next, the Michigan and Michigan State football teams are kicking off their seasons today. What the mayors of Ann Arbor and East Lansing are doing to try and keep everyone safe. You're watching 7 Action News this morning. Well, the Michigan and Michigan State football teams will be taking the field today for their first games of the season. And those games come as the mayors of Ann Arbor, East Lansing, and 10 other Big Ten cities sent a letter to the conference asking about safety guidelines for canceling games. The mayors say they want to base their decisions on the coronavirus positivity rate in their communities, not just for the teams. Right now, students at the University of Michigan are on day 4 of a stay-at-home order. In East Lansing, there's a citywide tailgating ban before the Spartans take on Rutgers at noon. And Michigan is in Minneapolis to battle Minnesota for the Little Brown Jug. You can see the game tonight at 7:30 right here on 7. Right now, more than 50 wildfires are burning in at least 11 states. In Colorado, officials say the largest fire in state history is in danger of merging with another enormous fire. Many families who have evacuated say they watched helplessly on doorbell cameras as flames destroyed their homes. Rocky Mountain National Park is closed as the fires burn. Forecasters say a cold front could bring strong winds this weekend that could fan the flames. But it is expected to snow tonight, which could slow the spread. 10:15 and turning our attention to the forecast outside of here. This is a live look over Southfield. The rain will stay away, but it's going to be a chilly weekend, Hallie.
Yeah, and even a light breeze out there is going to make it feel even cooler. Temperatures are in the 30s this morning. That is quite a drop from yesterday morning, and it's going to be a huge drop for afternoon highs, at least 30 degrees cooler. So 40 right now at Metro Airport, but also in Redford and Southfield, Warren as well. It is 41 degrees in Wyandotte. We're seeing more 30s to the north, like Romeo, Capac, and Lake Orion, between 37 and 39 degrees, 37 also in Wixom and Brighton. So we don't have a long ways to go to get our daytime highs. In fact, mid 40s for many of us, and then maybe some upper 40s on the east side like downtown. But at least we'll see some sunshine as we go through the day today, which will be nice. And looking at the satellite and radar composite, seeing some of those lake-induced clouds right now, and you can see it through Macomb County into Wayne County too. It's driving off of a north wind, so that's the influence off of the lakes. And also some of those rain showers will try to move from Bad Axe to maybe Port Huron as we go through the day today. Not a lot, but it may be sporadic for you. Anywhere else looks dry as the cold front continues to push off to the east at this point. We're talking about snow. We're talking about a heavy snow through areas like Montana, where already parts of Montana have seen over a foot of snow. So that continues for the upper Midwest. Some of that cooler air that stays in place for them, or cold air for them, will be cooler for us through the Great Lakes. So 44 degrees by 1 o'clock, by 3 o'clock, mid to upper 40s, much cooler today than yesterday. We know that. We head into the evening and our temperatures will remain pretty steady in the low 40s if you're taking that evening walk. By 10 o'clock, temperatures right around 40. We look at our hour-by-hour forecast, and the only action we see as far as rain, again, will be close to the Lake Huron shoreline. If you're traveling west, it'll be close to Lake Michigan as well. And then tomorrow, we'll see an increase in cloud cover, maybe 1 or 2 sprinkles or a brief rain shower. Best bet off of Lake Erie, and that'll be toward Monroe or even into Lenawee County. Otherwise dry until we hit Monday. So temperatures today, 48 degrees in the city, mid to upper 40s across Metro Detroit with that north wind. And then tonight we'll drop down into the mid 30s for lows, low to mid 30s though when you look at some of those colder spots. 51 on Sunday and Monday.
Thanks, Hallie. Helping small businesses one episode at a time. The Emmy-winning show Startup is back on the air. The stories it's telling about local entrepreneurs. That's coming up in a live interview. You're watching 7 Action News this morning. helping local businesses as they deal with the pandemic. The Emmy-winning show Startup is back for an 8th season on PBS. Joining us now is the founder and executive producer of Startup, Gary Prado. Like rhymes with Play-Doh. Prado.
Close enough. It's all good. I'll answer anything.
Thanks so much, Gary, for being here. I'm so excited about this. Tell us about the show.
Well, it's a national television series that focuses solely on small business, like basically how they started up to the present, and takes a very sort of personal approach into why they started it, how they started it, and digs really deep.
So then you add the element of the pandemic, and you're really focused on how hard hit these businesses are. So tell me about just, shooting this amid the pandemic, and, talk about the local businesses you highlighted.
Yeah, the season is going to be kind of a bit of a time capsule, because anyone you're talking to has been affected in one way or another by the pandemic. And small business, some a lot more than others. So there's this sort of umbrella over the season, but it's fascinating to see how businesses are, being resilient and starting to pivot in different directions and being very successful.
And tell us about the local businesses you're highlighting this season.
Yeah, with a lot of the travel limitations and everything that were going on, it was such an honor and privilege to be able to feature so many Michigan businesses. One of which is featured tomorrow at 1:30 on PBS, which is Yakovich Outdoors. And it's a father and son team that does a fishing charter out of Lake St. Clair. Really great story. Another one, Cochran House, Rodrika and Francina James bought this historic 1800s house near the Stadium District, renovated it to this beautiful bed and breakfast, which you can imagine were dramatically impacted.
And Gary, we saw a few shots from behind the scenes. I know from the news end of things, we are operating very differently during this pandemic. So how was it to film during the pandemic?
It was a huge challenge. Our season started way later, so the deadlines were crazy. And then, of course, every precaution that we could take between masks and hand sanitizer and distance as much as humanly possible. It was, safety was the top concern. But I will say it added a lot of time to shoot days, and it was challenging, but, got to stay safe.
And obviously very important, because what is the ultimate goal with being able to feature businesses like this?
I think it's sort of like the show is a bit of even though it's a small sample size, it's a bit of a litmus test on sort of the health of small business in America. 99.9% of all U.S. businesses are small businesses. So I think it's really important to check in and just kind of see what's going on Main Street. All
right. And so how can we see Startup?
It's on Sundays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on World Channel, and that's nationwide. And then check local listings, for PBS. But it's on tomorrow Sundays at 1:30 p.m. on PBS and World Channel. And
are you guys streaming on Amazon Prime?
Oh yeah. We the season after it does a full airing on PBS, we'll upload to Prime, and of course PBS.org.
All right. Thank you so much, Gary, the executive producer of Startup. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Well, it is 10:25 almost, and in the next 30 minutes, we're bringing you stories from Detroit, Royal Oak, and Pontiac. That's where a fight seen on camera led to a deadly shooting. The big question prosecutors are now facing. Plus, police investigating an alleged plot to kidnap another state's governor, Republican Mike DeWine of Ohio. How investigators were tipped off. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News this morning starts right now.
Welcome back on this Saturday, October 24th. We're looking over campus marshes and Ann Arbor on a chilly but dry morning. 7 First Alert meteorologist Hallie Vogel is here to tell us how cool it's going to feel. Hallie?
It's a lot colder for those without power this morning, and I was checking the outage, and about a little over 10,000 still without power this morning. across most of Michigan. So we are going to, of course, hope for a little warmer weather, but it doesn't look that way. So temperatures this morning are cold. 42 degrees in Mount Clemens right now, but at least there's some sunshine. 37 in Howell. It is sunny in Lansing and 37 degrees. So a lot of us are still in the 30s. We'll climb back into the 40s. That's it. Those are the highs, about 10 degrees below average. And this is a huge change from yesterday. Remember, yesterday morning, our temperatures just kept warming and warming until we finally hit 78. So right now, we're 30 degrees colder in Ypsilanti, almost that at Metro Airport. Troy, 25 degrees colder right now in Mount Clemens. So everyone's seeing the cold air and with the north wind too. So that'll impact areas just along the coast there for maybe a sprinkle or a brief shower, lake-induced variety. Everyone else stays nice and dry. Temperatures by 1 o'clock, 44 degrees. As I mentioned, mid to upper 40s for highs today. I think they're going to be more mid 40s overall. Near 50 tomorrow, a little bit of improvement. Of course, I'll let you know on the 7-day if we see any warm up coming our way.
We're staying on top of breaking news from Warren, where a man is dead after a 9-hour standoff with police. It began late last night at Lancaster Woods Apartments in the area of 12 Mile and Hayes. Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer tells us officers attempted to negotiate with the suspect, but the man set his apartment on fire and tried to jump from a back window. Dwyer says the suspect had a gun, and when he was outside, he allegedly engaged officers, and that's when he was shot and killed. We'll keep you updated on air and online at WXYZ.com as this investigation continues. A man is dead after a shooting at a liquor store in Pontiac, and now prosecutors are working to determine if the shooting was in self-defense. Deputies say surveillance video shows the victim punching the suspect who was paying for his items. The two men fought, and at some point, shots were fired. Now, we're told the man was taken to the hospital but died from his injuries. After the shooting, deputies say the suspect left and told his mom that he was attacked at the store. Well, she called police. We're told the man is a CPL holder. The prosecutor's office must now decide if the man will face charges or if the shooting was justified. A former student at a cosmetology school in Royal Oak is facing possible jail time after being accused of threatening to shoot up the school just hours after being expelled. Officials of David Presley School of Cosmetology say when 24-year-old Ariel Moore was kicked out of school Tuesday, she started calling them and making threats. She's also accused of sending threatening text messages to other students. Moore is now facing felony charges. One of the men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer is one step closer to freedom. On Friday, a judge slashed bond for Pete Musico from $10 million to $100,000. Among the charges filed against him include threats of terrorism, providing material support for terroristic acts, and possessing a firearm. Now, during the commission of a felony. Now, Musico's attorney argued that his client's alleged role in the plot was overstated by prosecutors and that he was kicked out of the group because he was too soft. But the state attorney general's office argued that Musico offered alternative plots.
He was concerned about an assault on the Capitol due to the fact he considered it a fishbowl and obviously could be dangerous. His plan was to find the addresses of the various politicians and kidnap them.
Musico reportedly admitted to investigators that he wanted to execute a citizen's arrest on elected officials, not a kidnapping. He's due back in court in December for a probable cause conference. Well, another governor is facing security threats. Police in Ohio say they received information about an apparent kidnapping plot against Republican Governor Mike DeWine. A man told officers he was being recruited to take part in a citizen's arrest and subsequent trial of DeWine a week ago. The man said the recruiter was upset over the governor's handling of the pandemic. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, which handles security for the governor, confirmed it is investigating the matter. Last week, the FBI says they also foiled an alleged plot against Virginia's governor. Well, right now, you can get rid of potentially dangerous prescription drugs safely. It's National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. Police departments and sheriff's offices across the country and here in Metro Detroit are collecting medications and safely disposing of them. It's happening until 2. Now, last year, the Drug Enforcement Agency says it collected more than 440 tons of prescription drugs. All drop-offs are anonymous. Well, making sure you have everything you need to make your voice heard. Jennifer Ann Wilson is live on Detroit's West Side.
Good morning, everybody. I'm at the Pistons Performance Center for their Get in the Game and Vote event. We're going to have a preview coming up after this.
We're just 10 days from the election, and no matter who you're voting for, the Pistons want to help you cast your ballot. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live at the Pistons Performance Center on the city's west side, where the team is holding a block party this afternoon. Right, Jennifer Ann?
Yeah, they sure are. We're giving you a preview this morning of Get in the Game. This is an event the Pistons have partnered up with the Secretary of State, and we are culture creators. And I'm about to introduce you to a poet who has traveled the world performing his own poetry. And this morning, he went around the group, took words, phrases, and he wrote a poem on the spot specifically about this event. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Reyes!
Hey, thank you. I'm doing this poem, but shout out to the shirt. Bree Sinclair designed the shirt. Let's get into it. See, we fighting to vote, using this in the mind to spit. We got the Pistons running in the engine, moving the mind. Sit back and unwind. The city of Detroit, Motor City madness got me running. No reference. WXYZ-7, keep it live on the vibe. Footwork, room and balance, keep those peace. Bad boys like Pistons from back in the day. Let it spray. I wear my crown royal. Sometimes I sit back and listen. Pay attention. 3-shot like defense from Joe D. Who want to see cameras moving around community? Fight for unity. We fight for rights, not just on the court, but off the court. Use this mind to spin. Get in the game, beginning and end.
Woo! Yeah! Nice! Nice! Erica and Aaron, come join. That was, wait, Reyes, don't go that far. I mean, you were part of putting this event together. Incredibly, that was amazing.
Thank you.
You all probably want to license that now, right?
Yes, that was awesome. Thank you.
So Erica and Aaron, so one of you guys can kind of step up and tell me a little bit about the event and what it entails. And actually, tell me about what Reyes is wearing there.
Yeah, so today we're having an awesome Fall Fest from 2 to 5 right here at the Henry Ford Pistons Performance Center. Completely free, come on out. We're giving away a lot of cool stuff in honor of National Early Vote Day. So we have these really cool t-shirts that were created by one of their own artists. We partnered with Crown Royal for it. It has, take your jacket off, do a little spin. We got a Get in the Game logo and our Crown Royal logo. So those will be given away for free, as well as pumpkins, cider, donuts. We partnered with When We All Vote and Get in the Game, our logo, Get in the Game Vote. So yeah, come on out, cast your ballot at our ballot box, and learn how you can early vote.
I love this, and I know we've got dancers in the back there who are about to kick up the music and make it loud, bring up that music, and they're working, showing off some of their moves. And while they do that, this is a really important event for the Pistons. You all have been partnered with the Secretary of State all summer long, helping train volunteers to work the polls. How important is this event for you today, and what are you hoping to accomplish through it?
No, this is a huge event for us. This is one of many that we've done, but we know that the election is just a few days away, so want to make sure that people know their options on how to early vote and then voting on Election Day if they can't early vote. Our center will be open on November 3rd to cast your ballot at our ballot box, and we will also be a receiving board as well. So, I mean, we think and are thankful for our partnership with Secretary of State and City Clerk, and that they're allowing us to do this work.
Love it. And we got a little bit of a party over here. Let's join the party, because that's what it's all about, right? Drawing people in with the fun. We've got Curtis Trill. We've got local rappers, a dance troupe right here. We got the Motor City Street Dance Academy. Sorry, Motor City Street Dance Academy. And of course, hey, you guys, they have a motto here, a logo. On the count of 3, let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Get in the game. You guys, 2 to 5. We hope to see you here.
What a fun event. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And she is having a lot of fun. Now we have a complete voting guide on our website with information on mail-in voting and how to register, all that information that you need on WXYZ.com/vote2020.